guys, Logan here, and I am back to do MCU reviews. I'm going to be covering every MCU installment in Phase 1 and 2 leading up to Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I already done Iron Man 1 and The Incredible Hulk, as well as Black Panther. And for my fourth MCU review, I'm going to be covering Iron Man 2. With the world now aware that he is Iron Man, Tony Stark faces pressure from all sides to share his technology with the military. He is reluctant to divulge the secrets of his armored suit, fearing the information will fall into the wrong hands. With Pepper Potts, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Rhodey, played by Don Cheadle, by his side, Tony must forge new alliances and confront a powerful new enemy. Now, a lot of people were really excited to see this movie back when it was released in theaters, basically because the first one was a critical and financial success, and it was like a humongous great start of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, having to have future films coming in and then, you know, have them as a setup to a bigger film, which soon came out to be The Avengers. So after a lot of people saw Iron Man and thought it was really fantastic, a lot of people have a lot of high hopes for this movie. So what did I think about Iron Man 2? Well, I don't think this one is just as good as Iron Man 1. I think it's on par with a few films in Phase 1, like The Incredible Hulk and Thor, which will be my next MCU review after this. It was an okay movie, basically. Robert Downey Jr. was really good as Tony Stark / Iron Man, though I might argue that he wasn't as great in this film as he was in the first Iron Man movie. I feel like the first film had a lot more to do with him than this film was with Tony Stark. But Robert Downey Jr. pretty good, as well as Gwyneth Paltrow, Jon Favreau, yes, he also starred in this movie, and Scarlett Johansson. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I just got distracted for a second when I first mentioned Scarlett Johansson. She was hot! And not only that, she was pretty badass. I mean, seriously, she can kick some serious devil ass, man. Also, the guy who played the main villain in this film, he was fine, I guess. There was a little bit of development with his character, especially with the whole part about him losing his father, and then blaming Tony Stark for the death of his father and all that other stuff. There was a little bit of development for his character, but not by much, and that was kind of a letdown. Oh, and the guy who played somewhat Hammer, I forgot his character's first name, but he plays Hammer, who's basically an arch rival of Tony Stark as a millionaire, or billionaire actually. That one scene where he was like introducing new weapons to Don Cheadle's Rhodey, that was a pretty good scene. I laughed my butt off when I first saw that scene. It was hilarious. Now, I have a lot more positives, but I just want to delve into the negatives right now. This movie had a lot more storytelling aspects or arcs for its characters than it needed. I mean, I didn't feel like it needed to have at least 4 or 5 story arcs for characters, especially Tony Stark. I feel like the entire story surrounding this movie was a bit convoluted and kind of went all over the place. And that was pretty much one of my issues with the film. It got so all over the place with its storytelling and its character arcs for some of its characters. So, yeah. And there were like a few scenes throughout the entire movie that kind of make you question why they were there. Like, they were very unnecessary and don't really need to be in the movie. I'm not going to reveal too many scenes like that because it'll take too long, and I want this to keep this review relatively short. But there were like a few scenes that don't really make any sense or don't really add up to the story for this movie. What about the fight scenes in this movie? Well, I particularly like the one fight scene near at the end of the movie with Rhodey and Tony Stark against the hammer drones. That fight scene was lit. I like it. It was very hot. And then the next fight scene, which have Tony Stark and Rhodey against the bad guy in the film, I didn't like it as much as I liked the previous fight scene. It was okay, I will say that. It's just that it kind of ended a little bit abruptly. I just didn't... It kind of reminds me of that last fight scene in The Incredible Hulk between The Incredible Hulk and the Abomination. That fight scene ended pretty abruptly, and I wasn't a fan of that. And this fight scene is pretty much similar to that. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of that. Now, a lot of people kind of liked it, and others kind of hated this movie, thought it sucked. For me personally, it was in the middle. It's in the middle for me. It's pretty much a solid C movie for me. It had its ups and it has its downs, basically. So I'm not in any way saying that it's a terrible movie, but I for sure am not saying also that it's one of the best movies ever made in the MCU. I'm not going to go that route. It's an average film, let's just say that. And just for that reason alone, I'm going to give Iron Man 2 a Silver Medal of Honor. Same Medal of Honor as I given to The Incredible Hulk. Just two relatively decent, watchable MCU films in Phase 1. Just okay movies, and certainly not as good as Iron Man 1, but they were still watchable nonetheless. Mostly The Incredible Hulk. So anyway, that's about it. My next review in my MCU series is going to be 4, and it will be up next week from today, which is March 13th, I believe. So be on the lookout for that next week. And that is all the updates I will give for now. If you guys enjoyed my review for Iron Man 2, please click the like button and comment down below to let me know what you think of this movie. If you enjoyed what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please press up there to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.